But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours.
So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, there are going to be a lot of woke celebrities within Hollywood right now, absolutely in a state of panic because of what is apparently to come with the P. Diddy situation. A new article has come out and it states that these Diddy lawsuits are about to expose some huge names, and according to the attorney involved, the people involved, the names that are apparently going to come out will shock you. Maybe not me and a lot of you watching, but for the average NPC who has their head in the sand, yeah, they're not going to be able to process it because they might find out that their favorite celebrity who they idolize every single day ain't who they say they are. No surprise there. But we're not only going to be talking about that in this video, we also have a segment to react to from Piers Morgan Uncensored involving Jaguar Wright, who has been very outspoken about this whole thing. For example, in the past, she's come out and spoken about the relationship between Justin Bieber and P. Diddy and how dark it really could be. But in this interview, she goes on to not only call P. Diddy a monster, but also Jay-Z, who has caught a lot of attention because of his relationship with the disgraced rapper. And we're going to be getting into all of this, but before we do, ladies and gentlemen, as always, you know what to do. Make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, and the Evening Standard have reported Diddy lawsuits to expose famous accomplices, says lawyer. A list of Sean Diddy Combs' alleged accomplices is expected to be released as part of a new series of explosive lawsuits, with the attorney involved claiming it includes household names. Tony Busby, who's representing cases on behalf of 120 alleged victims, also stated that he plans to file lawsuits in several states across the US over the next month and promised to reveal the names of those involved at a later date. The lawyer said the names will shock you. The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. And I'm hoping this attorney is being honest and is being serious, genuine when he says that. People deserve to know who was involved, because every single time this sort of situation happens, like with the Jeffrey Epstein situation, we're told, oh yes, this will get exposed, that's going to get exposed, and years on, we still do not know who went to that island. We can make guesses, but we do not know for sure. That is an absolute disgrace. A lot of the people who are involved with all of this stuff influence our day-to-day lives, control our day-to-day lives. We deserve to know what is going on. And these celebrities, by the way, who walk around like they're untouchable, if their names get exposed, and that is a big if, because I really don't trust anybody to do the right thing these days, but if their names do get exposed, they need to face the full force of the law. Plain and simple. But here is the attorney involved coming out and saying the names involved will shock you.
But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are.
Yeah, again, I'm hoping we get a lot of information in the foreseeable future because everybody deserves to know. We know for a fact anyway, these celebrities who may have been involved are scared to death to speak up about the whole thing, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But remember, it's not only celebrities involved, allegedly as well. it is politicians. Diddy's bodyguard says there are tapes of politicians at freak-offs and claims rapper learned from other music moguls. Sean Diddy Combs' former bodyguard revealed the disgraced rap mogul kept tapes of politicians taking part in his famous freak-off sessions and claimed his arrest is tied to an alleged corruption scandal currently gripping New York City politics. JDhillon, a former insider who protected Diddy through the 1990s, told the Art of Dialogue podcast that the producer's indictment could expose high-profile officials and celebrities in the Big Apple. This is all bigger than Diddy, he said, without naming who the alleged tapes are of. So a lot of people are involved. It does sound certainly similar to the whole Epstein situation. I just hope the cover-up isn't similar in that way. But moving on to Jaguar Wright, this is a woman who has been very, very outspoken about the whole thing. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I first spoke about her on my channel in a previous video about P. Diddy and what it seems like his dark relationship with Justin Bieber. For those of you that haven't heard about this story, it is alleged that Justin Bieber at a very, very young age was taken advantage of by P. Diddy in some way. The videos of the two interacting have gone viral absolutely everywhere on social media, and this is what Jaguar Wright had to say about the whole thing.
Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
I mean, hey, look, as I said last time, it wouldn't surprise me if all what she said was the case. Obviously, people have labeled her crazy or whatever, and that's what they always do when someone speaks out about a situation and they say things they shouldn't be saying. The Hollywood industry, as we know, is a dark place, and I think the stuff that goes on is worse than we could ever imagine. But another celebrity is now being heavily spoken about, and that is because of his relationship with P. Diddy, and that is Jay-Z. Let's listen to what Jaguar Wright has to say about this whole thing, because she has gone on to say on Piers Morgan Uncensored that she has 3 victims willing to give a testimony not only about the stuff Jay-Z has done, but also his wife, Beyonce. I know, crazy. Let's get into it.
And in 2022, you made headlines after comments where you called him a sex trafficker, and in response, you were called crazy and jealous. Do you feel vindicated by the events of the last few weeks?
No, not at all. Because he's just the beginning. Until him and his cohorts are all held to account publicly and legally, the victims, they're not safe.
How bad was it?
That's what I care about. I care about the victims.
No, I understand. How bad was it, do you think, what was going on?
I'm going to tell you right now that me, as a woman who has been in the industry for over 30 years, I've been performing live since I was 13. My first handler was McKinley Horton. I come to find out 25 years later that a scar that was on his face with a very elaborate story he gave me was put there by a woman who he assaulted. To live through these things and hear your elders in the business, people like Patti LaBelle say, just avoid him, honey. And being taught to be just avoid him, honey. It's not good enough. Not when you live through these things, you're still suffering the PTSD created by all of this, and you're talking to a victim that's 20 years younger than you, and she's telling you the exact same thing that happened to you.
Yeah, it's so bad what goes on within this industry. A lot of women are put through terrible, terrible things, but let's also remember it's not only women who go through this as well, it's also men. There are a lot of men who are going to be victims of P. Diddy, and it just shows you how deep, how dark all of this is, and everybody who was affected by this, I hope, gets justice. I really do.
So you want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Piers.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know.
Whilst I never thought we'd actually be in this timeline right now where this sort of stuff is being said about celebrities. And they are right about Jay-Z and Beyonce, I think, being very quiet about this whole thing. I believe ever since P. Diddy got arrested, they've been losing followers on Instagram by their thousands. And if she's correct in saying that she has 3 victims willing to give a testimony not only about Jay-Z and Beyonce, yeah, that's pretty damning. I don't know why they haven't come forward yet. I don't know why they haven't gone to the authorities. Who knows about that? But what she said here is pretty huge, and that is going to be heard by millions everywhere. It's being shared absolutely everywhere on social media. There are just so many sick and evil, twisted people who operate in these powerful positions, and every single one of them needs to be exposed. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, about what you've heard. What are your thoughts on what Jaguar Wright had to say, but also potentially huge names coming out with the Diddy lawsuits? Do you think they will even come out? Let me know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, follow my socials down below in the description. But until next time, it has been your host JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.